All right, next up, we're going to look at pie charts, which can be a beautiful way to present data. It's a nice way to show how much of a whole something occupies. So for example, you could look at how much money is spent in your household, and the larger the wedge or portion of the pie graph, the more you're spending in that category. Okay, you'll be able to figure out the percentage of each wedge, and then sometimes you can use that to figure out the actual value of each wedge as well. Okay, so we've got this first pie chart here, which is student lunches, and we have three categories: students who buy lunch, bring lunch, and skip lunch. So if we were trying to figure out what percent of students skipped lunch, that's our medium gray, so that would be 20%. And what percent of students didn't buy lunch? So didn't buy lunch, so that means they either brought lunch or skipped lunch. So in the brought lunch category, we have 35%. And then in the skipped lunch category, we have 20%. So that would be 55%. Okay, or you could say, well, the percent that didn't buy lunch is 100% minus those who did buy lunch, which was 45%, and you'll get the same answer. So 55% of students didn't buy lunch. Let's take a look at the next pie chart. So here we have a student, Rebecca, and this is how she spends an average 24-hour school day. And I realize this is all a lot of gray in here, so let's label these. So travel is our lightest gray right here. We've got meals in black. And then let's figure out these other ones. So next lightest gray is studying. So that's this one here. Sleeping is slightly darker, so that's right here. And then we've got class even darker, which is right here. Okay. So here is our chart. This is why color is often good for pie charts. That would make this a little bit nicer. Okay, so how many hours does she spend sleeping each day? Well, if we look at the chart, we know it's 25%. Okay, and we know our day is 24 hours. So we could do our chart. We're trying to figure out the number of hours out of 24. That is 25%. And so you can set this up as a percent problem like so. And then if you do your cross multiplication, you're going to get 100x is 25 times 24. So we'll divide everything by 100. And what do you get? Get 6. And you may have also done that by thinking, well, half a day is 12 hours, so 25% or a quarter of a day would be 6. So we get 6 hours that she's spending sleeping. I would be grumpy. Okay, next one. How many hours does she spend altogether studying and in class? Okay, well, let's figure out studying first is what? So she's studying for 30% of the time. And in class for another 30%. So together we get 60%. Okay, so we have to figure out how many hours is 60% of a full day of 24 hours. So we'll do it using the same percent box. So we're looking for how many hours out of 24 is 60%. So our box will look like this. And then we can cross multiply to get 100x equals 60 times 24. And we're going to divide both sides by 100. And we get 14.4. And these are both word problems. So what I should probably do is write a sentence. So I'm going to just say she She spends 14.4 hours studying it in class. And I should really write a sentence for the last one as well. So she spends 6 hours sleeping. Okay, and so next up, we're going to construct some pie charts of our own.